Welcome to part 4 of my ultimate Dinorwic guide. Might be ultimate, I'm not sure. You really do try it at your own risk. I won't recommend it. Now last time, in the third video of these guides, I took you back to Australia, well up towards Australia level, across and then down a big incline, which took you back to the main path through the quarry where you can go back to the bus stop car park. Now if you go the other way along that path, effectively keep on walking away from the bus stop car park, you'll eventually start to head downhill and then down some zigzags. As you head downhill, you'll see there's a gate on the left, and if you go through there, that will take you to this. Right. Now at the end of part 3, I said I was going to come to a tree on the eastern side in the next part, and I have, and it's not quite as I remember. I remember it being a little bit smaller. It's been a while since I've been here. Anyway, the leaves haven't quite turned as I expected them to. Autumn is not panning out quite how we'd like it, but even so, there is a little bit of colour on the tree, and here it is. There. So yeah, there's a lovely little tree here with this nice composition of the path heading down towards the valley, past through the tree, and then in the background there we've got Crib Goch up in the clag, and yeah, not quite clouds, not quite how I'd like it, but at least it's a little bit moody, and every now and again a little bit of light comes through and hits this tree and just lights it up a little bit. I don't want direct sunlight on it. What I'd really like is snow, but there is no snow, and mist, and there is no mist, and rain coming down as well, some kind of stormy shower or something like that. None of those things have happened today, but it was worth coming to have a little look anyway, and maybe just refine the composition so I could come back potentially when the conditions best suit it. Right, from there I'm going to head back up the path a little bit and head down to New York, I think it's called, the big rock pinnacle, and go and have a look around there and see what's happening, and maybe shoot a bit more, but well, yeah, conditions aren't the best. Might have to come back again later in the week.
Nah, not good enough.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a nice tree there, and I think, you know, I need to come back and do that tree justice probably. But anyway, if you keep on actually heading down the main path, the main track, you'll go, like I say, down some zigzags, and there's a few fences you can hop over, and there's some really interesting things. There's another nice tree, there's some lovely leading lines that look out towards Snowdon and everything. But if you walk about halfway down the hill, you'll come to New York. New York. Not the real New York, but New York level, and that's because there's this big thing here. I guess there's a few kind of pinnacles. Let's call it Manhattan. I don't know if it's called Manhattan. I'm sure I heard that somewhere before. But yeah. And today there's some guys climbing on it. You might just be able to see them in the distance. I'll be absolutely honest with you, this isn't a level that I've really spent any time on at all. I've kind of been to it once before, and today the chance of good light or something interesting happening is pretty small, so I don't really think I'm going to get any good images here, but we'll have a look around. There are some nice trees, there's some nice views over towards some of the levels that are immediately above the power station, which have got some lovely little trees on, and actually they're turning, there's some nice colour in them, so, you know, even with a flat light we might get something. But anyway, New York level, you have to, there's another gate to jump over, and unfortunately this one actually does say that it's the property of the power company. Do not enter. As you can see, you know, people don't really pay much attention, and I'm not really expecting anybody to come along and tell me to get off, so we'll see how we go. Technically trespassing, enter at your own risk again. I don't think anyone's going to come and bother you, but yeah, anyway, so let's crack on, let's have a look around. You'll see it, you'll notice it's just a big flat area basically. I'll have to do a little bit of research into what they did on this particular level. I bought a nice book, Welsh Slate, Archaeology and History of an Industry, basically, and that's very interesting reading. Quite interesting to see. I've been getting all sorts of things wrong with what things are called and everything. So yeah, now that is a rather lovely tree. And actually there is a little bit of faint glow. There is a gap on the horizon. You can't see it because it's a little bit blown out, but there is a magic slot. So who knows, we might get some light in the sky. I think the sun's a little bit too far to the south at this time of year to hit any foreground around here at sunset. So yeah, if you're after an image like that, then you'll need to consult something like the photographer's ephemeris to work out when is the best time of year to come. I'm guessing it's probably around end of, no, actually it's probably around July that the sun would set down the valley there, and you might get some light on the foreground at this level. So yeah, I'll double check that. I'll put the information on the screen. Right, okay, let's get exploring. I've moved round now to the big, you know, the big pillar of rock, Manhattan. If you, as you're walking towards it, if you go to the left a little bit, there's a track which starts to go down, and it looks like you're kind of going down towards the power station. That takes you kind of around the back of it. Not to the level that I want it to be. It was a level just above, and I think I've seen a way to get up to it, so I'm going to try that in a second. But it takes you to this level here, which looks straight across at this lovely tree here, and then this lift here. So I'm running out of battery, but this is kind of, actually my composition was more that, and that's kind of what I'm looking at. I wanted to get a little bit low to be kind of looking up at the lift and the tree, so I got fairly low down to the ground. I'm kneeling down at the minute, but yeah, it's really nice. Now the sun has begun to set, and like I thought, it's setting behind Molelio. And earlier on, I could see up the top of Dinorwic was bathed in beautiful light, and I wasn't. So we're in shadow down here, but that's okay, because with a little bit of cloud in the sky, it reflects down onto the slate, and the slate changes colour. It kind of starts to turn a shade of purple. It's just edging off right now. But yeah. Pretty nice. It's quite nice exploring around here. You just got to be extra careful, there's lots of lovely trees, as you can see behind me here. Anyway, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get up to the tree that I was after, because I think there's a wide angle shot there. It might be one I have to come back to another day, but I'll go and check it out anyway. Well, I can't recommend going up to that tree that was above. I'm actually up here now. As you can see, it's kind of getting dark. It took a little while, and it's pretty dodgy. And to be honest, the composition at the end of it is not great. I just can't really get an angle on this tree to be able to get the lift in without getting all this sky in. The focal lengths just aren't working. And I tried portrait for 20 minutes. I just couldn't get it right. I basically need a 20-foot step ladder and a tripod. And you can see that my tripod is extended now on this bit, because I'm just shooting a landscape with the tree on the right and the lift on the left hand side. I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm running out of battery. I'm running out of light. I need to get out of here and then regroup and figure out what to do next. But this location actually just up round the corner on the New York level, it's really quite interesting, quite barren. There's not much around, but there's bits around, and then there's a great vantage point across here. It's just not worth going around Manhattan and then up to this particular tree. Pretty dangerous, I would say. So you really do try it at your own risk. I won't recommend it. But anyway, hopefully this will work. I'm not sure if it's sharp. It's very dark, but there's still some ambient light around, and it's kind of given a nice colour to the image. So we'll see. If it appears after this, then yeah, maybe it's okay. I returned a week later Oh, there we go. Returned a week later because well, I just didn't like it. It just wasn't working for me. I've come back with my man Ollie, just to clean you off. For a bit of a morning shoot. We weren't expecting much because the cloud had come in, but yes! Light! Look at the light! Oh my god, hopefully that is not completely blown out. Oh, it's lighting up all that. I'm gonna have to go. I've got to take some more images.